personal journey. I know you've had a big transformation. Kerry, why don't you tell our listeners how you discovered the Wahls protocol and how it's been so transformative for you?
Okay. Well, I guess like many people, I came to the Wahls protocol because of some of my own health issues. And that started quite some time ago. Back in 1995, I'd had no health issues. I was 36 years old, working as a research consultant in my hometown down here in Australia, but my biological clock was ticking. And so I had met my husband, went off the pill, so excited for this next phase of my life. But my body had some surprises in store. And pretty quickly, I discovered that, in fact, I was in early menopause, hormone imbalances, and I was devastated, actually. I just didn't expect it. I was a researcher. I was used to being in control. So for me, the natural thing to go and do was go, why did this happen? What can I do about it? I'm going to address this. And that was the first time I also really learned about the impact of the sort of chemical soup we lived in and the endocrine disrupting chemicals. But I also learned how important it was and what you could do about stress, etc. So I gave up work, I learned to meditate, took up Tai Chi. My husband was really supportive, and lo and behold, not too long after, I was pregnant. So I was so thrilled. Don't get me wrong, I loved my work. So as a researcher, I'd had a great career. I'd gone from, this isolated city on the west coast of Australia. I'd managed to work in different places. I'd done research from brand image, product research, through to retirement home village planning, and a little bit of health research, looking at quit smoking campaigns, encouraging people to eat 5 veg and 2 fruit a day for the health department, even sexual activity, right, where we'd looked at health activities, and some not so healthy research. I had one of my key clients was a brewery, did research on wine. And I'd moved to bigger cities on the east coast of Australia, and I'd even got to go and work in Europe on the launch of MTV in Europe. So it had been really fantastic. And actually that last job meant I could say I've done research in sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I didn't sound quite so boring then. So look, I was really happy though to become a parent. This had been for me always a touchstone in my life that I would have kids, but sadly after 3 months I lost that pregnancy. And I think anyone that's had a health issue and then you make progress and then you get a setback, it was even harder the second time round to go back to, let's start again. But I was really fortunate. Medicine is amazing nowadays, so I could use IVF, and I had some wonderful people help me. Took a few years, but in the Australian summer of 97, I still get emotional. I gave birth to beautiful twin babies. So we were ecstatic, and it was such a victory health-wise. Little did I know that the first baby was my daughter, Alana, this little redhead, incredibly healthy looking baby. But over the next few years, I would find that her health she had a lot of issues. She had neurological issues, and I'd actually need to use all my research skills and resilience I've built to go into this whole new world of learning about health, the importance of movement. She had coordination difficulties, learning difficulties, and then as a 10-year-old in 2007, where we dealt with all of this, she was doing well at school, she got a really rare autoimmune disease called pyoderma gangrenosum that affected the skin and had gut connections as well. So for me, I would end up in this whole new area, leading me to start going back to research, learning, studying health, and learning about detoxing our homes. And as those next few years went by, I found I attracted people to me. I started coaching other people on supporting their health, and some of those people had MS. And in fact, my best friend, her sister had MS, and he's my best friend down here in Perth. She'd actually met and married an American, and he was a graduate of Iowa University. And that's how
Oh,
I
perfect.
first heard about you. Yeah. So here I am in Perth, and I heard about your TEDx talk. And to me, after everything that had happened, this made perfect sense. Plus, you know, you're also a researcher, and you had put together this great, simple system. So I was one of the, you know, I was on the list for your first book, Mining My Mitochondria. I had to get 2 copies so I could have one and lend one to my clients.
Oh, very
And
cool.
yeah, so for me, everything you were doing fitted with what I'd learned over this journey, and I wanted to learn more.
And it has fit well into your current. So, what are you doing now, Kerry?
Okay, so now I'm still working with health coaching. My main focus is helping people reduce the toxins, helping them support their bodies. I also worked a lot with people with weight issues as well as general health. And, you know, I was so grateful to be able to come to your seminar actually back in 2017, because by then, you know, luckily my kids were doing really well. So my son, fortunately, did not have health issues when he was young. So they'd finished school, they were going to university, and, you know, unfortunately, life has a way of giving you surprises. So 2014 and 15, I started to have more health issues, and I had fatigue, I was falling, muscle weakness. And in fact, my doctor thought maybe I had MS or even motor neuron disease, but I ignored that part. But I immediately went on the protocol myself. You know, we'd been quite healthy because of my daughter's issues. So I went straight on to level 2. And within a few weeks, I had incredible improvements, because it turns out I have a form of myositis, IBM, and that had really affected my swallowing. But within a couple of weeks of removing, you know, well, all grains, dairy, increasing my vegetables, following what you had laid down, I could swallow my vitamins again at night. So for me, that even though I'd seen other people, it's different when you experience it yourself. So I was really fortunate to be able to come to your seminar in Iowa and of course complete your certification.
Yeah, we're very excited to have you.
Thanks.
Yeah. You have a company that you've made in this journey. Why don't you tell us about your company?
Yes, well, this is also one of the benefits of having young adult children, because it's actually online. When I was at the seminar and I heard people asking, you know, as they learn about the toxins that do surround us, and they were asking about, but where can I find safe products? So, of course, for me in Perth, I'm helping people in my general community, but I hadn't really thought about taking that further. But listening to these people, I chatted with Alana, and I'm like, we could help more people. So she's the brains behind the website. So we have a website, it's ourhealthyfriend.com. And it's basically, we offer a free shopping advice service. So on this website, you'll see a list that we've curated. We've researched products. It can be really quite overwhelming. I think it was for me, and it can be for others to go, oh, everything I'm putting on my skin and using in my house might be challenging my health.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, so I've moved from just helping people face to face in my own community to being able to spread that wider.
And so what kind of services, when we go to our healthy friend, what all is there? Help me understand that a bit more.
Okay, so when people go to the website, so there's a bit of information about us, but basically it's a shopping advice service. So you can see lists of products that are a safe, clean range. Now, we've looked at, well, for me, it's been like over a 20-year process and researching and looking to see, you know, what's out there. And I think, thankfully, awareness is growing that not all the products that we put on our skin are safe, though, you know, people are often quite trusting. So they feel, well, if I'm buying it in the shop, it should be okay. Or they'll see brands now where, you know, they say we avoid these 6 to 10 harmful ingredients. But the product list that we've got on the website comes from a manufacturer who's been focused on this safe manufacturing for over 25 years. And in fact, it's a manufacturer that avoids over 3,000 ingredients. So, you know, it's, I guess, going to that next level because the research on some of the green natural products that you find in the stores actually shows they have just as many harmful ingredients as the normal ones.
So we really have to be very, very cautious of trying to be clean. If our goal is to eliminate toxic compounds, eliminate hormone disruptors,
Yes.
this is not an easy task.
No, and, you know, I guess going back 25 years when I met my husband, he had eczema. So he was probably, you know, one of the first people to go, oh, I need to get this particular product. I can't use these other things. I actually thought he was a bit odd then. You know, that was back in the 90s. Yeah. People didn't talk about it. But this company whose products we recommend, and we have a list on the website that we've curated so that, you know, these products are gluten-free. Like there are particular things about these products. And so we offer a free advice service. When people go there, it can still be overwhelming. So there's some buttons there where if you're ready to go low tox, you can just press on that button and we'll ask you a few questions because there's different product ranges in different countries. And we offer this free advice service. And then if you use our referral links to the manufacturer, you also get a discount on your first order. And the manufacturer gives us credit for spreading the word. But also, when anyone becomes a customer, it's a bit like, you know, Uber, this social marketing, social shopping, then customers also get a referral code. So if they tell other people, you get a credit too. But you can be assured that these products are different. That it's going beyond organic and beyond natural. And that's one of the reasons we've chosen this particular manufacturer to be the one we refer to.
And are most of your products through this particular manufacturer then, Kerry?
Yes, they are. So we can help a customer with deciding, you know, what they want and set up an account, put them in a shopping basket, but you actually pay the manufacturer, not us, and they deliver to your door, right?
Man, that's certainly very convenient.
It's fantastic. And even just not having to go down those aisles when you're shopping, those smelly aisles.
Yeah. And does this go all over the globe? Actually, is this just an Australia thing, or help us understand? Because people watching this video are going to be all over the globe. So,
well, I recognize that. So, and this was it at your seminar too, meeting all these different people. So, the products we recommend, the manufacturer Modere, they only manufacture in America, in the United States, and in Australia. And for me, that was important, where the manufacturing happens. But no, you can buy these products around the globe. So you'll see on our website, there are actually buttons. If you're happy to go do the shopping yourself, you can go to your country or like Europe. And then it will come up with that list. But, you know, I really encourage people to ask us. We've been doing this for a long time and we're really happy to help.
This is, for everyone who's listening here, like this is an incredible amount of work that Kerry has done for us in terms of researching the integrity of the products, the manufacturing with which to work, and paying attention to the fact that manufacturing standards in the US and in Australia are different than the ones, say, in China, where we aren't really sure what their manufacturing standards are. And so we're confident of the standards. And Kerry's built a system where we can order this here in the US, we can order it in Europe, we can order it in Australia. I don't know that I know I have fans in Africa. So Kerry, are people able to order this in Africa and South America as well? Do you know, have you had anyone trying to do that yet?
Not yet. I haven't. Whereas I have had people in England, Germany, France, Italy, in Hong Kong. It's so depending where you are. And again, like we're really happy to help. We
Yes.
know what it's like to be in this situation where you're changing things, and that
Yes.
can be a bit stressful.
So it
But
certainly sounds like to anyone who's listening, if you're not in a country that's listed, reach out, and you have a customer support team there that can answer these questions.
well, it's us. It's the two
Okay,
of us.
well,
But
I understand that. On my support team, it's mostly me. So yes.
but
Um,
also the manufacturer helps support us too. So, and
okay.
that's easy for us to contact them and talk to them. And once you're set up as a system as well, we really try and simplify it for people, because we encourage people, if you're making this change, and with the products we've researched, you can change to safer products like in your bathroom, your kitchen, your laundry. Because if you think about it, it's not just what you put on your skin. We basically wear our laundry detergent, what we've
Yeah.
washed our clothes in, all the time. And
And sleep in it, yeah, because we're probably
yes,
sleeping on on sheets.
yes. And so we can help you set up a system. And even with this manufacturer, you can go, okay, well, maybe I need my next box of this or bottle of this in 6 months' time. You can even set all of that up. So you can go in and change it later, because these products last a long time because they're manufactured differently. So they're really concentrated. They don't have all the fillers that you might have in other products. And this is a great system because then you start to go, oh, this is how often I need this. For some, for myself actually, I also generally order a spare. So I've got a spare in the cupboard. And when I first did this, I was motivated by my daughter's autoimmune disease. I started looking for more information about her. This affects her skin. And in fact, if she gets a graze, it can ulcerate and necrotize. So I was really blown away by this and out to get more information. So for me, it was surprising. I went to a talk and one of our local doctors was talking, and he was talking about these products and saying, with 80% of his patients with skin issues, if he had them change all their bathroom products and their laundry detergent, 80% of them, their skin issues resolved over the next few months.
Well, that's
So
quite compelling. Yes.
it was really compelling. I was like, wow. And so I guess that's the other side. It's like you say with the diet, I encourage people to commit 100% for 100 days, because you're not necessarily going to get these things to change quickly, but you can get benefits. Even I had a client, she was a weight management client, but again, I encourage people to change their bathroom products, skin products, because a lot of these chemicals are obesogens as well. And
Absolutely.
in fact, when she did that, so it's much easier if you don't have to make a decision every day. So I say, pack all the old stuff up away, so that when you walk in, you're not having to make a decision. Oh, do I use my old one or do I use the new one?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
set up your environment to help you.
And again, to everyone who's listening, I certainly reinforce that. It's like, I ask people to remove all the harmful foods, get it out of your house, have only the correct foods available, fix your eating environment, because we can't be making those decisions all the time. And so when you're ready to really get down your toxin load, and you're ready to go to the next step, what Kerry's telling us to do is so worthwhile. Go through all of your toxin exposures and take them all out, and revisit your personal care products, your cleaning products, so that we reducing your exposures. And I know, Kerry, I think you also have some products, I believe, that help us with our processing supplements. Am I remembering that correct? that to help us
Yes.
improve our ability to process, eliminate these toxins. Do you want to comment on that as well?
Yes. So, and again, with my daughter, I was looking at her and going, her immune system's in overload. Let's remove the toxins, reduce inflammation, but how do we support? And, I should say here too, I'm not making any claims to treat, diagnose, or prevent disease or illness.
Yes. We're only supporting physiology, folks. We want to be very clear.
Yeah, so I'm going to give some examples and some testimonials, but it's for information purposes. And, of course, consult with your doctor if you're going to make changes, particularly if you're receiving treatment or taking medication. But this is an example of one of the products that I used with my daughter and that we still use actually on a daily basis. And it's a mineral supplement. It contains ancient Sundance sea minerals, and it's in a liquid form. It has naturally occurring levels of 60 plus trace minerals, and of course it's gluten-free. And natural was really important for me because when I went through the IVF program, I discovered my body didn't like the synthetic medications they were giving me. I had to go the whole natural route. And then my body responded really well. And, part of supporting my body, I think the diet with the Wahls protocol is brilliant, but I needed to add additional support. And this is an aloe vera product. Again, this manufacturer, they're looking to source everything organic. They're looking at whole natural ingredients, and they're really focused on research. So aloe vera, and it's shown to optimize digestion, support your intestinal tract, but also with this manufacturer, they're using the best of technology. So they use a max flash technology, so they don't have to overheat the product, and it preserves the active constituents. And on top of that, it's not just, look for organic certification, which, happens at a point in time. This manufacturer assesses all ingredients, 100% of all ingredients. And sometimes it can be a little frustrating as a customer because if they lose a supplier or a supplier has an issue, they won't just go replace that supplier. So you might be waiting sometimes if something's out of stock. Another good reason actually to be on their smart ship, because then you'll be the first ones to get the product. So in some ways it's different to how else you might shop, but there are benefits. And they have also some interesting products. Over the years, I've found they often bring out something new way before I see it anywhere else. Like down here in Australia, they have a krill product, and it was like I'd started to use it, and then, 2 years later, you're starting to hear about it. And this one here is another one of our go-tos. This is a Hawaiian noni. Mm-hmm. So research shows benefits in easing minor inflammation, supporting joint health, but really cellular health and your circulatory system. And I've had some really interesting experiences with this myself. With my own health, I work with a great GP now and also a naturopath, and I'm always doing my extra testing of what this is doing for me. So for me, I've had some great benefits, and I still take this on a daily basis. We'd used it with Alana to balance her immune system because we didn't want to boost it. It was already in overdrive. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So this has been quite incredible. And now, actually my son now, my twins are 21, unfortunately he has chronic fatigue syndrome. So he's just going through a bit of an intensive noni approach at the moment, and again, the fact that it's natural and,
Now, I noticed all those supplements are liquid, and you've been very intentional about using liquid supplements. You want to share that for our listeners?
Okay, I have actually, and it was really important for me when I first started to do this with my daughter and she was young. It made it much easier being a child that she could take liquids. And down here in Australia, so we have some products you can't access in America. one of those is like a probiotic, which again is like a different way of presenting it. And this was also liquid. So it's easier absorption as well.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I'll just share this one was also a liquid. And this is actually one that has become very important for me because my muscle disease, my muscles are degenerating. I have to work really hard on my exercise. And because of that, I have joint problems as well because the support structure for the joint. And this is actually a pure liquid collagen hyaluronic acid matrix. So this is like the first and only liquid technology. It's got 7 US and international patents, and it's backed by clinical trials, which have actually shown that it increases the hyaluronic acid in your body 6,000% in 28 days. So the benefits, I know, it's like it improves joint mobility. It is really amazing. Helps reduce chronic discomfort. And of course, is great in all areas. So this was something exceptional that they had these liquid nutraceuticals, and it's so easy to take, easier for your body to utilize. But they also have other tablets and capsules. And if you go on our website, then because I'm on the Wahls protocol as well, I've looked at them. So things like the digestive enzymes, I'm looking to say, what have you suggested we look for, and making sure that they're. And because this company has been doing this for so long and they're so focused on safe and clean, it's not just what's inside the bottle. They also have safe containers. They're also environmentally conscientious, so they're recyclable, no animal testing. The cleaning, the laundry, the kitchen is grey water friendly. So there's lots of different reasons why, for me, I feel so comfortable and so happy to be able to recommend a range like this.
Superb.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? I know some of your products have some, if you read the ingredient labels, there's sort of long names in there.
Yeah.
You want to provide a little comment about some of those long names?
Yes. And actually, sometimes even like simple things like your toothpaste or the hand wash. I mean, if you look at the front, it's like the ones you'll see in the store, and it's like, here's a hand wash, and it's gentle, it's plant derived, has cranberry, lemon, rosewood. But if you turn around to the back, it has these really long names. And I guess one on here, which is a classic example, is decyl glucoside. So, many people think if you can't pronounce an ingredient, it must be dangerous. But the decyl glucoside is an ingredient that shows that's really not true. So it actually happens to be one of the safest ingredients available. It's naturally derived. It's from plants. And it's super mild. It lathers fast. It works really well. The reason everything is specified is because Medea, who's the manufacturer, they're really committed to transparency. And so they actually follow the international nomenclature of cosmetic ingredients, because this personal care industry is mainly self-regulated. So it's not like the government saying you must declare all these ingredients, but they do. So they have transparency. They want people to be able to see that.
And have you researched all those ingredients so you're comfortable with all these ingredients that are in these products as well, then, Kerry?
Okay, I wish I'd researched all of them myself, but what I have done is research the company. And they have a scientific advisory board. I've visited their manufacturing facilities in America as well. I've met people who are their product formulators. It's a fabulous company. You have people working there who've been there for over 20 years. And so I believe that they're really committed, and therefore I haven't felt that I have to research every ingredient.
And when you're here at the seminar, because I know my family has used these products, and I've used them, and I'm really very happy. And even my daughter is quite happy with them. I can't remember, you bring these products with you when you come over, and so people at the seminar, what of these products would people be able to test out and try themselves while they're visiting at the
Yeah.
seminar?
At the seminar this year, we will have a range of products, the ones that are available in America. And actually, my 21-year-old son, is coming to the seminar as well. And
Oh, that'll be fun.
yeah, and he'll be able to talk about the products because, of course, he's growing up with them. As a teenager, he's gone off and he's tried these other things. And he's come back around. So we'll have
That'll be fun.
Yeah, he's really excited about it. We'll have some of the liquids for people to try.
Okay,
And
perfect.
we'll have laundry and cleaning and even skincare. And because some of the products, even though you might have been using toothpaste all your life, when you shift to a range like this, there are a few changes. So he can also tell you about how to use them, handy tips. And what we're planning, like my daughter is the tech person here, but for people who join, become a customer through our website with our referral link, we're going to be offering some Facebook groups as well, where we'll...
that'll be fun.
Yeah, so we'll be able to, as a customer, you will be able to join us in the group and we'll tell you some of the specifics about how do you use this differently and why is it a mouth rinse as well, and why they're different to the other ones out there. So, because if you use them properly, they're so concentrated, they last for ages.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And that's really important. You might not think you need to read the instructions or get some input, but we're trying to give people the same experience as if you were here in Perth and us coming to your home and helping you make those changes.
For everyone who's listening here, there's a comment earlier that I'd like to reflect back that, when people begin the Wahls protocol, I try to explain there is such a big difference between implementing this sort of like 70% or 90% or even 95% in really implementing the diet, removing all of the harmful food and adding in all the good stuff. And I think what Kerry's experience with herself and her family is when she went and really took out all those harmful compounds out of her personal care products, out of her cleaning products, that she experienced a remarkable health transformation. And so if you're in this healing journey and you're not getting all the results that you're hoping for, a very important area that I think I want you to investigate is what would happen if you took all of those toxins that we're exposed to in our personal care products, in our cleaning products. So it's not in the air that we breathe, in the clothes, on our skin. You might be quite surprised at the level of health transformation that you're going to experience. And furthermore, it's like doing the Wahls protocol 70% versus 100%. To really know what kind of benefit you would get from that detox lifestyle, you got to take all that shit out of your personal care products, and you got to take all that stuff out of your cleaning products so you're not getting that daily load. And it may take a while. In your experience, Kerry, when you're helping people go through this personal transformation, how long would you expect people how long would it take to begin to see the results, and how long is it before you sort of get the peak benefit?
Now, for some people, they see things pretty rapidly in terms of the change in the dryness of their skin or, like for me with my swallowing. But generally, we would say you want to commit to this for at least 3 months. And, I borrowed your term as well, the 100% for 100 days, because 100 days is about 3 months.
Yeah.
And I think, as you say, it's committing to it, but it's also recognizing that it may only be a small thing that you're changing within your whole system. That's your body, that's your home. But recognize that these small changes, it's like if you're an engineer designing a system, a small change somewhere in the process can have a massive impact. Or if you're baking, and you change one small ingredient, that can change everything in terms of how it comes out. But with your body and your home, it might take a bit of time. When you first start to use these things, even like changing to this dishwasher detergent, initially I was like, oh, my plates look a bit patchy. But then I realized as I stuck with it, it was actually removing a residue. So it took some time, but I persisted because the smell was, so much less than what it normally was. And, I also like the fact that with having changed everything, the wastewater that leaves my home is also better for the environment. So I can feel good about that. And it's this different level of safety with this product brand that we recommend because the manufacturer has been doing this for so long. I can't help but read the research. There's some great research on like laundry products from a Professor Anne Steinman, who was at the University of Washington in Seattle, and now she's down here in Melbourne. And when she tested the compounds that are coming out of clothes that have been, that you've washed with the detergent, not only are there many dangerous chemicals, but there was no difference between the green and natural products from the store and the ordinary ones. So it's this whole greenwashing. And that's why I changed the way I shop to do this online, have them delivered from a manufacturer who's so committed to safety.
Well, thank you so much, Kerry.
Thank you.
This has just been wonderful. And again, I want to reinforce for everyone who's listening that, if you haven't gotten the health transformation that you're looking for by implementing the Wahls diet, more fully embracing a detoxified lifestyle really is your next step. So I'd certainly encourage you to go check out our Healthy Friends website and consider the 100-day challenge and see what it does for you and your family. And think about coming to the seminar, and so you get to meet Kerry and try out her products and have, of course, a wonderful transformative 3-day experience with us. Kerry, it is such a pleasure always chatting with you. And you keep looking younger and younger as well.
Oh, thank you.
So I think your BioCell's doing a good job for you at reconstructing your skin. So yes.
Actually, that's an added benefit. Yeah, I did focus on the joints, but
Callie's been commenting on that too, because I'm doing that too, because she's absolutely convinced that it's making her look younger and younger as well. So if you want to use it, this is another great strategy to add in there as well.
Thanks so much, Terry. And actually, can I add, for anybody that might be thinking about the seminar, that is an amazing thing to do. I really encourage you to do it. For me, going there made such a difference to how I felt. To be a part of that group and what you teach is just something that you can't imagine until you experience it.
In the sense of community, of being part of the tribe, doing this all together, it is exhilarating. It's fun. It's fun to see people come back year after year.
Yeah, and also please, reach out to us at our Healthy Friend, and we have a Facebook page as well. And if you have questions, we'd love to help you.